Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Board of Commissioners, City of Bowling Green, Kentucky, regular meeting, City Hall, November 7th, 2023 at 4:30 p.m. We're going to begin tonight with the invocation. I'd like to invite the executive pastor and also one of my pastors, David Tooley. He's executive pastor of First Baptist Church since June of 2017. He oversees the stewardship and church personnel, finances, and facilities, and leads the church educational ministries. He's passionate about making disciples of Jesus Christ, and he seeks and always to ensure that God's resources handled in the utmost care and strategic investment. And he has one of the most beautiful families that I've ever have met. His children are Nate, Peter, Anna, and Sophia, and David, and his wife, Sally. So welcome, David.
Would you pray with me? It's always a good time to give thanks to you, but tonight especially, I just want to offer up several thanks, Lord. First, I just thank you for our city. I thank you for the privilege to call Bowling Green home. And it's such a blessing to be here, and we just give thanks for Bowling Green. We lift up our city to you and pray for your blessing on it and your protection over it. I want to also thank you, Lord, for our many civil servants. Thank you for their hard work and their sacrifice. May you continually bless them. May you generously give wisdom and discerning hearts to our mayor, commissioners, city leaders, and staff so that they may solve problems, distinguish between right and wrong, and provide order, stability, and prosperity to our community. I thank you also for the many men and women that surround us tonight and serve as a part of our police force. And we just thank you for those that are even out and about in our community tonight, that they put their lives at risk to make our lives safer. And we give thanks for them. Father, I just want to take a moment to give thanks for what you've done in Matt Davis's life. And I thank you for the healing that you have been giving him. I thank you for the way he has served our community. And I just pray for your blessing on him and his family. And I pray for the healing would continue in his body and that you would just bless him. We lift up tonight's business to you and pray that you would be honored through it and what happens in our city. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Tooley. If you would with me, I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Mrs. Jackson, would you please provide a roll call?
Commissioner Bailey.
Here.
Commissioner Beasley Brown.
Here.
Commissioner Hill.
Here.
Commissioner Perigin.
Here.
Mayor Alcott.
Here. I know we have Mr. Meisel, our city manager, a couple presentations tonight, and I'll turn the floor over to you.
I'd like to ask Chief Delaney to come up and make a special presentation tonight. Chief?
Awesome. Thank you. Mayor, Commissioners, thank you for giving me this time tonight. This is truly a season to be thankful. We have a lot to be thankful for tonight, and I appreciate you giving me just a few minutes for this award and this presentation. Also, I'd like to thank all of our law enforcement family, BGPD, and everyone from the surrounding agencies for being here tonight to support Officer Davis as we present this award tonight. To protect and serve. For members of the Bowling Green Police Department, those words are embraced and viewed as a calling. They are not taken lightly or for granted. To provide protection to our citizens, fellow officers, and our families is what we are sworn to do every day, and we do it with pride. We are public servants above all other. Isaiah 6:8 says, "Then I heard a voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And I said, here am I, send me." On July 6, 2023, police dispatch received a call of a disturbance at 1930 Russell Road. Badge number 145, Officer Matt Davis, answered that call for service and said, "Send me, I will go." In his career, Officer Davis has responded to hundreds and possibly thousands of disturbance calls. On this date, he didn't know that his life and others in the business would be at risk. Shortly after arriving on scene, Officer Davis encountered a suspect who brandished a handgun. Officer Davis began yelling to warn employees inside the business to get down and take cover. placing their lives ahead of his own. As a result of this encounter, Officer Davis was shot multiple times and sustained life-threatening injuries. Here am I. Send me. Tonight, I'd like to present Master Police Officer Matt Davis the Silver Cross. This is awarded to members of this department who have been wounded or have given their life in the line of duty as a result of a hostile encounter. Please join me in celebrating Master Police Officer Matt Davis.
Thank you, Chief. Congratulations, Officer Davis. We're mighty glad you're here tonight. Could you introduce us to your family, please?
Yes, sir, I would love to. Seated to my left is Kirsten. Right beside her is my Aunt Tracy Armstead, and then three of my boys, Mason and Bryce Davis. I appreciate you guys having us here tonight, and all the cards and phone calls and prayers. I know a lot of times we say that those things, are really important, but I can't stress to you whenever you're in a hospital and you wind up seeing something like that, how powerful it is. I'm honored to be here at the city. I've always been about our patch, like I told the chief a couple of days ago. If this is the end for me, then I'm at peace with it, because we had people there that were simply trying to work on that day, did not deserve any of that. They all made it out safely. So if that's the way these cards fall, I'm at peace with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Officer Davis. And if y'all would like to go home, and we're going to have a little meeting tonight. We are going to have an update here from the Life Nav Center from Officer Horton. Captain Horton, is he here tonight? Great. So we'll go ahead and transition the room, and then we'll begin that. So thank you again.
Thing I never said, the same day that you win, you hold. Make it wider. Thank you, Officer Cummings.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it was the same day. We were there at the same day. I met his aunt and his cousin on that day.
Tracy. Okay, thank you, everybody. Mr. Meisel, I think you have some more information.
Just a couple of quick items, Mayor. First of all, anyone in the audience wanting to make public comments tonight, make sure you sign the sign-up sheet in the back of the room, and we'll take that up after the regular session. And then secondly, there will be a need for a closed session. I'd like Ashley to read the reason.
Pursuant to KRS 618101C for discussions of proposed litigation against or on behalf of the city.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, seconded by Commissioner Hill. Any discussion? None. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes.
I'd like to ask Captain Johnny Horton to come up and give us an update on our LifeNav project building with the Salvation Army. Captain?
Good evening. Just here to bring you up to date on the LifeNav's Collaborative Center that's going on between the Salvation Army, Life Skills, and Room in the Inn at this time. Here is a layout of the building. This layout has been approved. We are waiting on bids to come back, and then construction will start as soon as that comes back. This is the design that works for all the partner agencies, and those that want to join in at a later date. We can also have room for them to come and join part of the Collaborative Center. You'll see here we have a laundry room, a shower room, 6 offices, one specifically for Room in the Inn, reception, a multi-purpose room for training, education, and for get-together of family and friends. And so this is the approved layout and the design. I'm going to just go through a few little elements of the interior design of it. One thing that we strive for in this design is we didn't want it to look like the Salvation Army. We wanted it to be open and look like it's available for anyone. And so we came up with an open concept design to where there's no glass, there's no barriers or anything. It's going to feel open and welcome for anyone who wants to come in and receive assistance there. So this is the front desk. It's all there at ADA height, and that's what that's going to look like. Here is our partnership signage level. This is down the main hallway. This will allow all the partners that participate in the LifeNav program to have their logo and their mission statement displayed for all to see who comes in and receive assistance. The glass there to the left is reeded glass. It's for privacy purposes, and then beside that is a door, and those are for the offices for people to come in and sit down and go over life goals and life navigation to help them get back on their feet. This is the laundry room. It's going to have 6 commercial laundry units there, as well as a folding table and a bar there that they can sit as their laundry is being cleaned, which will have charging stations for any devices that need to be charged there. And so that's there available for them. Here's the interior of the bathroom. Again, we wanted this to feel welcome and not institutionalized. So we went with, they're all single individual restrooms. It's not an open restroom where everybody can go in. So this can accommodate anyone who needs individual help by themselves or needs cleaning by themselves. And so this is the shower. There's 4 of those with a locker room on the outside and a storage facility for them to put their items, as well as benches and hangers to hang towels or clothes. This is the locker room here. That's right outside the showers. The bottom one, there's 6 lockers there for them to put their stuff and store as they take their showers. And then the one above it is a bench with hangers there above it. This will be the interior office of each agency. The offices are open and they're plain, and they're not Salvation Army, they're not Room in the Inn. These are open for any agency that wants to collab and come in, again, with the reeded glass for privacy and for people can know that someone's in there. And then this is our multi-purpose room that will have a whiteboard, a smart board, and we'll also have a projection there for anyone who wants to come in and take classes, receive assistance, or go through. This room was also big enough for one of the requirements that Room in the Inn was asking for is to be able to house about 50 people to go over their rules and have them sign in before they go to the local churches. And so this does accommodate those. So it's a multipurpose room for training and for also for Room in the Inn to give their debrief, or their brief, I guess. Let me go back to the very first one. Speaking of Room in the Inn, you see their office there at the bottom. Just to my left is, there's a door and there's a window, and then there's an exterior door. So Room in the Inn will have their own entrance. Their clients, their residents will be able to come in there after hours without getting into the other part of the building. There's a door there. And so Room in the Inn, that's a great office space for them to see who's coming and going, and for them to store anything that they needed. And then the storage room we will have divided out for other nonprofits.
Well, thank you, Captain Horton. In the, so I know we've been delayed on where we really wanted to have this facility.
Sir.
Where is it in the process of being awarded for construction?
So right now, I talked to the construction company this afternoon. They're out doing their sub bids right now. They said it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks, and then after that, they will start demolition and construction, and they're giving about a 4-month, a 5-month estimate for that construction. But right now, we are operating as if the LifeNav Center is open and operating. We just don't have the building. Room in the Inn has, we've allowed space in our church building for them to come in and do what they have. Life Skills is going to come in and partner with that, with them and with us, to do life skills and to do assessment as they come in. So we're still going to operate as if we have the Life Center, Collaborative Center running. We just don't have the building right this time. And we do share in the frustration that it's not. We were wanting to do a ribbon cutting ceremony in April. I don't know if y'all remember, we were trying to get that on the schedule because we thought we would be at least way further down. But we did find asbestos that has been taken care of. And it's just, we're excited, and it's going to be a great thing. But we are operating now as if it is open and running, just without the building.
So the asbestos has been abated out of the building?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have a certificate for that.
Fantastic. And so there's a total of 4 individual showers in here with lockers, and then 2 additional restrooms on top of that?
Yes, sir. One's for staff, the one at the bottom there behind the reception, and then the one by the lobby will be for anyone who needs to come in and use the restroom. And the reception, like I said, it's open and there's no glass, so it doesn't feel like institutionalized. But also in the reception, they will have there's glass where they can see down the shower hallway, and they can see into the laundry room there for safety purposes. We also have work with AAA Security. They're putting the proper cameras and everything in the area with magnetic locks and things. And so everything is safe for individuals to come in, not only for employees or staff or other nonprofits, but also safe for our clients and residents.
So the bids are being, so we would like an update that continuously, provide the city with updates on when the construction phases are to begin.
Yes, sir.
And we'd like updates, on their estimates,
Yes, sir.
when they can. Obviously, winter's upon us. We appreciate the fact that you're continuing to serve and to give shelter with Room in the Inn, because it's very important to our community, but we'd like to see this facility, come to fruition.
Sir. And Dwayne is here with Room in the Inn if you have any questions for him about how we're working together. And he's available too, if there's any questions.
I have a quick question, Johnny, if that's okay. Is that
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
Yes.
A while back, I attended a ceremony that one of our local churches had provided $11,000, which was extremely generous.
Yes.
They're headquartered out of Nashville, but they have a church here.
Yes, ma'am.
And it was a great day. It was
Yes,
a
ma'am.
wonderful day. And that was as a result of us bringing them and you all together to talk about this LifeNav Center. So where are you with that?
Yes, ma'am. And thank you for kind of spearheading that and allowing that to
Proud
happen.
to do it.
Yeah, that's the same interior designer that's doing this. Is because we're estimating an increase of meals, we're also renovating our kitchen, not on ARPA funds. These are the Salvation Army funds that we're using for this. that we're renovating. And so that is moving a lot quicker than a LifeNav because it's a little bit smaller, but we're almost at the point to where we're going to start purchasing equipment. And then we're going to actually rename our soup kitchen to a more friendlier name, I guess you could say, here real soon, and that'll all be a ribbon cutting ceremony, but apart from the LifeNav Center.
But their gift to you all was specifically for kitchen equipment to be purchased for the renovation.
Yes, and that's exactly what
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
getting it repainted. There's also some more equipment we're
That's great.
replacing.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking
Yeah.
is they reached out to me to
Right.
find out where we were on that process, and I'm like,
Yes, ma'am. I had a conversation with them just the other
Great.
day. and
Perfect.
So we're good.
Thank you.
And thank you again for spearheading that and
hey,
putting
absolutely,
it together.
glad to do it.
I would just like to ask if you'd tell the public, why has this taken so long? I've received so many calls. What's going on? Why isn't it open yet? So if you'll please explain, because it has taken way too long.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that. And it's just, I'm new at this construction thing. There were some details that were missing that kind of brought us back, and then we brought an interior designer upon that kind of pushed it back even a little bit further. And so right now, and then the architect, he's very busy too, Sewell, and they have kind of pushed back some of their, it's just been one thing after the other. Unfortunately, it's anything, we're working our hardest to get this done. I want it done as quick as possible. I want it off my table, and I want it to be serving the community as quick as possible. And so we're trying to do everything we can, and asbestos kind of slowed us down a little bit. We had to get that abated. It's just been one thing after another that we have not been anticipating, but it has come upon. The Salvation Army, we created a small committee to get things approved a lot quicker for us. So it's not us trying, it's not the Salvation Army. It's really all three, construction, architect, and the Salvation Army have kind of it's just moving along. And unfortunately, but we're there. We're getting ready to start here and doing this really quick. And Scott Murphy's and Daniels is the construction company, and he said they're biting at the bit to get this started. So it's not a lack of just sitting around.
And one final question for me. What nonprofits have committed to be a part of this? Are you working with them, with other nonprofits? What nonprofits are looking to help you with this center?
So here is, right now we have Life Skills. They're going to do mental health assessment for us. They're committed to once or twice a week to coming in and having an employee of theirs to come down and do those assessment. Room in the Inn is working, we're working together hand in hand with them. We've also worked with Hotel Inc. They want to see it running and going and kind of see how it's moving along before they could commit personnel to come down and do that. But they're wanting to do that. They just want to see it, what it's going to look like first before that. We've also had conversations with McCoy's Counseling to help alleviate those 2 days that Life Skills is doing, that they're trying to come in and help. So it's a great space for people to come and collaborate, and where we're not sending our residents of the community around to different locations. They can receive assessment right there in one building and get the proper help that they need or assessment that they need to get to those goals that they're trying to obtain. I feel like I've said a lot.
I think I have one question
Yeah.
though, and it's kind of something that the mayor had touched on, and I agree, it's having a one-stop shop, especially for someone who's homeless that may not have transportation, is gonna be great. There was $2 million in the ARPA funding that was actually given to you guys. Do you have an approximate cost? Because we know that the building that was given was already an existing structure of how much is gonna basically get all these things done.
Yes, sir, that's a great question. When we started this, we did supply a budget to the city office here of what that's going to look like, how those funds are broke down. We did supply that with them. We're waiting on the bids to come back for the actual cost of the reconstruction part of it. So I don't have the price of that. But the other $1 million of ARPA funds, that 25% of that is going for the other nonprofits that are going to be there for direct client services. And then everything else, the other 750 is the operational for that. We do expect to expend all those funds. I don't want to send any more money back to the federal government. And so, does that answer your question?
It does.
And if you want the copy of that budget, I could give it to you again.
Yeah, I would like to see it.
I could do that.
And for transparency, none of the funds have been turned over at this time, correct, Katie?
They would be requesting for reimbursement, and so there will be certain documentation, and I believe that's going to flow through Nick Cook in our grants manager office. But yes, it would be based on a reimbursement basis, so we have not currently expended anything out of the city's allotment at the moment. But we're ready. We're ready as soon as we get some requests.
We've had meeting with Nick in his office, with Hillary, to make sure we have the proper process for that quick turnaround of funds for us, because, it could be a lot of funds for the Cyrus Army to putting out up front to get reimbursed. And so the city has come up with a very quick and easy way, and they promised to get that back to us as soon as possible. So we're working together in the funding of that. But we have not received any draws yet or requests, but the first one is coming for the asbestos.
I just have a follow-up question to that. Is that okay, Mayor?
Of course.
So I know we have like a 5-year timeline with ARPA funds, is that right? And I wasn't sure when did that time, clock start running, and when does it all have to?
The clock is running. We had until December of 2024 to obligate all of the money, which we've done, and then it's December of 2026 that it all needs to be spent by.
Okay.
So there's still a couple more years that the money can be spent out.
My second question was, in terms of us thinking about, how can we really make an impact with these, once-in-a-lifetime ARPA funds, and talking about this Life Navigation Center, just kind of walking through, when someone's in crisis, all the places they have to go. It's the immediate, food, it's the shower, it's, the clothes, but it's also things like getting their Social Security card, their birth certificates. It's, applying for SNAP. It's applying for Section 8. It's applying, the list is not just 4 things long, it's like 25 things, and it's incredibly overwhelming. So these are, of course, incredibly important, frontline partners. But is there conversation, since we do have this timeline with these funds, about maybe with United Way with 211, how do we make sure that this vision, that the mayor brought to us and that we all have to really just streamline this for folks, that this can be a one-stop shop for all those things, and how can this building, kind of how you just kind of showed us tonight, connect to all those things, maybe even if they're not all there at the same time? Is that part of what the funds to operate are going to go to? Is to caseworkers to help them navigate that, or how does that piece work?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. In the budget, there are funds that 25% of that has to be direct client services, and so those direct client services are the documents that you're talking about. Those things, and each county and each state has different requirements. So it is a long process of just getting a death record that we've had to go through, or an adoption record. Can be long, and so those funds are set aside specifically for that. It cannot be used for staffing or operations. That's what the other 75% is for.
But the 75% operational covers the case managers.
Yes, the other 75% helps cover the case managers that are going to be there. The Cyrus Army has a case manager that's going to be there every day that it's open, 5 days a week, 12 months a year. We're going to be, so that helps us find someone that's going to be there, receptionists, things, and we have a vehicle that we would like to purchase to take people to those appointments. We have a computer lab for that room that you saw back there in the back, to help them apply for jobs. So this one-time gift, we're working with 211. United Way and the Cyrus Army has a great partnership together, and we're working with them, and we're trying to do emergency triage. HMIS is going to be a part of this. So we're all working together to make this vision happen in the next couple of months.
Glad to hear it. And then I just have a question for Room in the Inn. I think our community, would love an update from you all about what does this season look like, since we don't have the building we hope we'd have, and whatever you think our community needs to hear about this season for.
Our first night for registration is the 15th, November 15th. It's 401 West Main Street, the chapel across from the Salvation Army. Currently, we have like 16 churches lined up. We have almost every night with a host church. Not saying that everyone will get in. Some of the churches will take everyone. Some will take 10 to 15. But we're currently working on getting that arranged for housing. Salvation Army is a blessing that where they will take up to 20 people of our overflow. When the weather is bad, and so I think we're going to be able to have most everyone housed overnight this season. We really don't know. We can't predict how many more guests we'll have this season. We had a 49% increase this last season compared to the season before. I see a lot of new faces in town, and we just want to be there for them. We want to be able to help them.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Captain Hortons, and appreciate it all. Commissioners, any more
Yeah,
questions?
I want to personally say thank you to, you don't have to get up, not at all, to everybody involved in this project for willing to take it on, because, yeah, you're probably not a construction worker, builder, engineer, whatever it takes, architect, but so you're in uncharted territory for you all. But I wanted to say personally, thank you all so much for stepping up to the plate and taking on this project, and I hope it makes the impact that we think it will, and more, for years to come. So thank you all.
It is appreciated. You can throw money at anything, but if you don't have the people behind it to operationally support it, and what's happening here is that we have an open-ended facility that others can join in the partnership, and we will only hope that this partnership will grow, and this seed and this investment that we've all agreed upon from the ARPA dollars will continue to grow from that. There's not a one-size-fits-all, but it's a start. And, we don't have a warming station, showers available on a daily basis, but this is something that our community desperately, I think, will utilize. And we greatly appreciate the partners that are part of it now and that will be part of it in the future. So thank you. All right, Mr. Meisel, anything at this moment?
No, Mayor, thank you.
All right, their first item is approval of minutes for regular meeting, October 17th, 2023.
Mayor, we actually have a public hearing.
That's right, I'm sorry.
My bad.
It's okay.
I was moving forward.
So there is a scheduled public hearing for the purpose of giving you an overview of the municipal aid program with our liquid fuel tax money. I'd like to ask Assistant City Engineer Kyle Hunt to come up and present to you our proposed plan for our liquid fuel tax.
Thank you, Mr. Meisel. Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. As Mr. Meisel stated, the purpose of this annual public hearing is to provide a summary of our expenditures for both the municipal aid program and the coal mineral severance funds. For those that are not aware, the municipal aid fund, or also known as liquid fuel tax, is a tax placed on every gallon of gas sold within the state of Kentucky. The state collects this tax revenue and then redistributes it to various cities throughout the state, including Bowling Green, and then that money is to be used for transportation-related improvements. A quick summary of this fund shows that the FY24 opening balance was $854,000. Total projected revenue is just over $2.4 million. Our projected expenditures from this fund total $2.2 million, leaving a remaining balance of $1,080,000. Of this $2.2 million proposed expenditures, there is currently $2 million budgeted for the annual street resurfacing or overlay contract. This $2 million is an amount that we have received in previous years, and with that money, we've been able to overlay or pave approximately 16 to 18 miles of city streets. However, with anticipated increases in asphalt costs, unfortunately, we're only going to be able to pave approximately 13 miles this year. But the bid for this project is scheduled to be advertised this week. We expect to bring that back to you at one of the commission meetings in December. And then while some of the work will be able to be completed this year before the asphalt plant shut down, we anticipate a majority of the work being completed next year when we have consistently warmer temperatures. The second component of the municipal aid fund is our annual sidewalk, curb and gutter rehabilitation program. Currently, again, we propose $200,000, and this is not to be confused with our annual sidewalk construction program, but this money is to be spent on repairing and replacing existing sidewalk and curb and gutter throughout the city that's in poor condition that could potentially pose a safety hazard to pedestrians. In recent years, we had received $100,000 for this work, but again, similar to asphalt prices, concrete costs continue to increase, so we requested, and you all approved in this year's budget, an additional $100,000. So we currently have $200,000 to apply to repair of existing sidewalk and curb and gutter. The contract for that work was awarded at the previous commission meeting, and we expect that work to begin in December, with a majority of the work focusing around the Housing Authority and the Parker Bennett area. The next fund is the Coal Mineral Severance Tax Fund, and this is a tax placed on coal and mineral haulers within the state of Kentucky. And with Warren County being identified as an impacted county, we receive a portion of those funds from the state. And just like the liquid fuel tax funds, coal mineral funds are dedicated to be used for transportation-related projects. Again, a brief rundown of this fund shows that there was an FY24 opening balance of $178,000, and that was a carry forward from FY23. Projected revenues are $35,000. Proposed expenditures are $135,000, leaving a balance of $78,000. For these proposed expenditures, we propose $35,000 being kept in reserve for salt this winter to be used in our city streets should we need it. I believe that's done in the past, and the funds that aren't used will be carried forward next year. The additional $100,000 in expenditures is a relatively new addition, and that will be used for pavement and safety improvements in the downtown area. So with that, that's a brief summary of both of these funds, along with our proposed expenditures, and that concludes the public hearing. So I'd be glad to entertain any questions y'all have.
Thank you very much, Kyle. Commissioners?
I have a quick question. I know, I can't remember how long it's been since we have, I know previously we only maintained the sidewalks along city roads,
Correct.
but then we adopted all the roads within our limits, including the state roads. And so I know initially we received state funds to get them up to, a good standard.
Right.
So are we past that point where all of them are up to the standard where now we're maintaining, and these funds are going to go towards maintaining all the state roads as well? Or are we still rehabilitating those at
Yes,
this
so
point?
once we receive the money from the state to repair those, we got those sidewalks in good standing. So now this $200,000, if a portion of those sidewalks need to be repaired along with anywhere else within the city limits, those funds would be applied toward those repairs.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kyle.
All right, thank you all.
All right, approval of minutes, regular meeting, October 17th, 2023.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Any discussion? None. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown? Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2023-252.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting annual software maintenance services from OpenGov, Inc. of San Jose, California in the amount of $58,112.15.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Perigin. Mr. Mizel.
This is a sole source purchase to renew our annual maintenance for our Public Works operations management software system, OpenGov. This is what they live and breathe by every day, to manage our streets, sidewalks, stormwater, all of our projects. It gives us even information for our CAFR, our financial statements for infrastructure each year. And so we ask for your approval to renew this software agreement. I think Danita worked on this. She's here in the back, can answer any questions you might have. Andy and Kyle are still here if you have questions on the Public Works side.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mizel. Commissioners, questions? None. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2023-253.
Municipal order approving the purchase of GPS and dash cam tracking devices in the total amount of $83,108 with Samsara of San Francisco, California through Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Carlos Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
We've had GPS on several pieces of equipment over the years. The big pieces, just to track them, make sure they're not in trouble or anything. But Andy has come up and is recommending we put GPS on all 47 of our Public Works vehicles so we can know where everybody is and be able to, make sure everybody's safe during storm situations, bad weather, snow, whatever happens, whatever comes up. So we found this equipment out on Sourcewell and at the cooperative purchase contract we're a member of, and we went and compared it to Enterprise Fleet Management. They had a similar product, and turns out that this product on Sourcewell, the Samsara, is a little bit better deal than what we could get through through Enterprise Fleet Management. So recommending a 3-year contract. First year is $27,836, and then we lock in years 2 and 3 at that same amount, $27,836. So a total of 3 years is the $83,108. I think these are a monthly subscription. Andy, are you here? Is that a correct statement? So it is a subscription per vehicle, but this is what it equates to in a monetary value. Andy's here, can answer any questions you might have.
I would just like to thank Andy for bringing this to the city. As I shared with him, the Commonwealth put these trackers on all of their fleet vehicles several years ago, and it was a great savings, and it's a huge safety feature. So thank you for looking out for the safety of our employees.
Any further questions, comments? None. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2023-254.
Municipal order authorizing a contract through non-competitive negotiations with American Engineers, Inc. of Glasgow, Kentucky for professional services for Tomlinson Way and Brookshore Avenue roundabout project in the amount of $98,000.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
If you all will recall, in your FY24 budget meetings, we discussed capital improvement projects. This was one of them. This is a proposed roundabout near our water park, Tomlinson Way. We've experienced Tomlinson Way and Brookshore Avenue. We've experienced a lot of traffic congestion, especially in the summertime with pool season open. This would alleviate a lot of the stacking of cars backing up on Tomlinson, and so this is a professional service. This is for the design, and Public Works has met with American Engineers and feel they are the best firm to take this on. They did some really good work for us for the Bale Boulevard extension and the roundabout out there, as well as the roundabout on Southwest Parkway between Russellville Road and Nashville Road. So recommending American Engineers, AEI, for this work for $98,000 to design the roundabout there near our water park on Tomlinson Way. Kyle Hunt's here, can answer questions on this project, as well as Public Works Director Andy Souza.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mizel.
I guess I have a couple of questions. Have we talked to any of the residents around there, and have we actually monitored it to make sure that this is wanted? Because one of the things that I get in the email often, there's a lot of people who are kind of upset about so many roundabouts.
So we have not talked to any of the residents yet. There are 2 property owners on the corner at Tomlinson and Brookshore. We do intend to, once we get further into design, we do intend to talk to them, notify them of the impacts, but currently, no, we have not talked to them.
Was there impact study done last year or over the last 2 years?
We haven't, just basically anecdotal observations show us that this would help with the traffic flow at the intersection, along with some improvements to the signal timing. We'll have to coordinate with the state with that, but we think both of those partnered together will improve the traffic flow in and around the water park and the neighborhood.
Last question, have we had any accidents, consistent accidents in that area?
I would have to pull the police records to see. I can't answer right now, but I can pull those records and get you that information.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, any further questions? None, roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 255.
Municipal order approving the purchase of multiple pieces of golf turf maintenance equipment with Kinney Machinery Corporation of Indianapolis, Indiana, for the Parks and Recreation Department in the total amount of $323,001.89 through cooperative purchase with Kentucky State Pricing Contract.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Perigin. Mr. Mizel.
This is another FY24 budget item, replacement of equipment. We had 7 pieces of equipment over in the golf division. 2 Toro Reel Masters are needing replacement. And so we are replacing a 2018 at Crosswinds and giving that one to Paul Walker. And same thing with the Toro Z Master 6,000 zero-turn lawnmowers. We are buying or replacing a 2010 John Deere at Paul Walker and another 2010 John Deere at Hobson Grove. And then we're replacing 2001 John Deere tractor at Crosswinds and replacing with a Groundsmaster that's going to be more productive and efficient than the big tractor that pulls the big reel behind it. So also looking at a Sand Pro replacement, one of 2 that we surplus for just scrap metal. And so all total is $323,000. The 2 Toros are the 86,453 per unit. And then the zero-turn lawnmowers are 16,708 per unit, and then the Sand Pro is 26,510 for a total of 323. And this is through Toro. It's on the Kentucky Master Pricing Agreement, so did not have to go out for bid. And I believe Brent Belcher is here. I can't ever see over the podium here to see who's here, so can answer any questions you might have on this.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mizel. Commissioners, questions?
Brent, just one quick question. I noticed that the ones that 2010, I understand that 2018 is going to be given to the Paul Walker golf course, but how long does these equipment last?
Similar to a golf cart, we'd say a couple thousand service hours, but it all depends on, how well you can do some of your preventive maintenance and such as well. Traditionally speaking, as Mr. Mizel mentioned, we tend to purchase at Crosswinds, and then Paul Walker and Hobson traditionally get some of the more used machines as their next stage of life, smaller acreage that they're taken care of. So that's what will be happening on the zero turns and on the Reel Masters as well. the groundmaster be going to Crosswinds. That's actually going to be replacing a couple of our tractors. It's just a different piece of machinery. It's not, a tractor's obviously a bit bigger, a little bit more heavy. Your groundsmaster's a little bit lighter. It is just to replace a tractor.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, any further questions? None, roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2023-256.
Municipal order accepting the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky Annual Comprehensive Financial Report for the period ended June 30th, 2023, as prepared by the Department of Finance and audited by MCM CPAs and Advisors, LLP.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Mr. Mizel.
We had a audit committee meeting called together by Deborah Jenkins, our city internal auditor, and Ms. Pamela Napier is our chair of our audit committee. And I'd like to turn this over to her for presentation of the results of our June 30th, 2023 annual financial report. Ms. Napier.
Thank you. I bring you greetings from the rest of the audit committee. We are Jill Price, Barry Pruitt, Dan Myers, and Carlos Bailey, and ex officio Jeff Mizell. The audit committee met on October 30th, 2023 to hear the report of the audit committee, and you'll be happy to know it was squeaky clean. It was beautiful. No findings whatsoever. I'll let you know that the overall governmental net position increased by 13.5% due to purchase of capital assets and the reduction of liabilities. The net pension liability increased by 16.3%. The benefits other than pension liability increased by 6.8%, and that's given to us by all, or that's given to all governmental agencies participating in CERS. The governmental fund balance increased by 3.2%, primarily due to capital project funds to pre-fund future projects. And the general fund balance increased by 3.3%, and that includes the city's rainy day fund and 25% of the general fund adopted revenues. It's equal to 25% of the general fund adopted revenues. So that is our report. If you have questions, I'll try to answer them.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Napier, to you and all of our commissioners that serve on that board as well. Appreciate your time and service.
Welcome. Thanks for the help from the Internal Audit Division and the Finance Division.
Mayor, if I can, just like to thank Aaron Ballou, our Assistant CFO. Assistant CFO Sean Weeks is here as well, and Katie Schaller Ward, our CFO. All the work they do on putting together, especially Aaron and Sean, on the financial statements here, getting them ready for the audit. Long ago, when I was in finance, we did not have the capability of producing our own financial statements, and then Aaron Ballou came along and Sean and changed things around and made us better, where we hand the auditors a stack of financial statements, they audit it and tell us how we did. So thank you to the Finance Department for the job well done.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Thank you also, Commissioner Bailey.
I couldn't be there on the 30th, and I apologize. I had a hearing, and I was in front of Judge Lanphier, so I couldn't leave. It is.
Absolutely.
Contempt.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Katie, Aaron, Sean. Appreciate you. All the time and effort goes into this. You run a well-oiled machine and with a lot of transparency, and we appreciate that. Thank you. Municipal Order Number 2023-257.
I'll call the roll first, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We need
Bailey?
to approve that.
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2023-257.
Municipal order approving the 2023 Warren County Emergency Operations Plan and authorizing the mayor to execute all necessary documents to carry out this approval.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
This is the 2023 Warren County Emergency Operations Plan that Mr. Ronnie Pearson, our director, has put together. And per KRS, we need to approve this. I think the county approves it as well. And Ronnie is not present, but we'll try to answer any questions you might have, but just need your stamp of approval on this one.
Okay, questions? None. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2023-258.
Municipal order authorizing the submission of an application for Kentucky Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Funding to the Kentucky Department for Local Government in an amount up to $18,416.33.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Bailey, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Mr. Mizel.
NCS is requesting this grant. It's from the Kentucky Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery. That's a mouthful. The KCDBG DR funds. It's specifically for a business that's been affected by the tornado, and we are wanting to apply for $18,416.33. This is a really interesting story. There was a local a business by the name of I think it's called Amoja. Is that Amoya? Close.
Yeah.
International Market, located on 31W Bypass. They were hit by the tornado. This store provided clothing and food for African internationals and groceries. And this business experienced substantial damage from the tornado and lost some inventory. We're out of business for about 2 months, and so we've applied for these funds, and hopefully Umoja International will be able to get this funding to help them with their business when they're recovering from the tornado. Nick worked on this grant, and it has no match requirement to it. And so I'd like to thank him for seeing this and going after it for this business. And he can answer any questions you might have on this one.
Like, I appreciate you like this, because we know, like, the small business owners are like the heart of each city. Do we know, so they were out and couldn't do anything for 2 months. Are they back up and running at this point? Nice. Great job.
Also, great on finding this money, Nick. Just an update where we approved this one. Was able to go to a few small businesses today in disaster, and they're the small businesses that we as a commission, if you remember, we approved that businesses could apply for a rebate if they were in the disaster zone and they're hurt with less than 20 employees. And that was a rebate on their occupational tax for employees working there for under 20, and that was a rebate on their tax on their facility, their direct net profit, no, was it? Net profit property tax. So actually talked to 2 businesses today on Magnolia that hadn't applied. And so I called Katie, and Katie says it's not too late. You know, they have paid those taxes, but if we're operating there and they're built back there and they've continued on, that they can still apply with us. And that is on our website, www.bgky.org. And that application is a one-time fill-out application. It can be submitted, and then they will be eligible for the next 5 years if that business continues to operate. 2 of the businesses had to completely rebuild that I talked to today, and the other had to do a major borrow money to refurbish their facility. And these are small businesses. So I appreciate that work, but I'm stating it now, and we need to continue to footpath commissioners to make sure that this information gets out. because we want to remind our community that we were there for them and that we remain here for them, and we appreciate their continued business in our community.
Do we have a deadline, I guess, for them to do anything?
Great question.
The deadline is this December.
It's December.
So December 31st, 2023 is the deadline for them to get that application in. We had a 2-year window for them to apply, and then it's the 5-year rebate. If they're deemed eligible, then yes.
Do we have anything that we can flood social media with or something we can get out there?
We still are. We put probably at least quarterly. I know we just, because property taxes just went out, we just did a big push to remind everyone about the fact that the property tax rebate is available still. And of course, net profits were, they're due in April and October, depending on if you request an extension. So we have been continually adding that information, making sure that Facebook, Twitter, all of our social media has it. We've also been advertising in the Soki Magazine, and we're getting ready to go ahead and add another, because of the upcoming change in the occupational fee, we are doing another push to remind everybody about that. So, yes.
Thank you.
Just one follow-up question for Nick. I know this was one you found for this business, and I wasn't sure if that, I guess, application period had closed for this types of funding, or if there are other small businesses. I know we had so many along Russellville Road and 31W that were impacted. Small businesses like, car repair shops and little restaurants and grocery stores like this. So what would your advice to be for other small business owners who could really use this to make sure they can continue to serve our community and be small business owners here?
Sure, so we could apply as long as funds are still available, and as far as I know, they are still available at the state level. One thing I will say, though, this is considered funding of last resort. There are a lot of strings attached. That's why, unfortunately, while we had several reach out to us, we were really only able to assist one at this point in time because they met the requirements of the program. For example, you have to be able to document that you're either creating new jobs or you're saving jobs or benefiting people of low to moderate income. But, if there's other businesses out there we can assist, that we'd love to do so.
Thank you so much.
Hey, no further comments on this 258. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2023-31, first reading, non-binding.
Ordinance rezoning real estate. Ordinance rezoning a portion of abandoned CSX Railroad right-of-way from HI Heavy Industrial to RM3 Townhouse Multifamily Residential and LI Light Industrial located along Berry Street between Veterans Memorial Lane and Newgate Street, presently owned by St. Joseph Catholic Church of Bowling Green, Inc.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Perigin. Mr. Mizel.
Planning Commission met on September 21st and took this item up. There were 5 of the 8 allotted members present. They all voted in favor. There was a 5-0 vote, and to rezone this portion of abandoned CSX Railroad right-of-way from heavy industrial to RM3. And Ben Peterson is here, can answer any of your questions on this one.
Okay, Commissioners, questions? Thank you for being here, Mr. Peterson. No questions at this time. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown? Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2023-32, first reading, non-binding.
Ordinance rezoning real estate. Ordinance rezoning a portion of a tract of land containing .9876 acre from HB Highway Business to RM4 Multifamily Residential located at 5421 Scottsville Road, presently owned by Southern Comfort Apartments LLC.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Mr. Mizel.
This one was also taken up at the September 21st meeting of the Planning Commission. 5 of the 8, again, were present. It was a 5-0 vote in favor. And this is a piece of land out Scottsville Road, almost right before you get to Plano Road intersection, owned by Southern Comfort. Rezoning would take it from highway business to RM4 multifamily, so we definitely need that housing. This was a good one to see, and again, Mr. Peterson is here for any questions you might have.
Questions this time?
One question. So the map and the diagram kind of showed housing existing, so it's just cleanup afterwards? Okay.
Just to clean up, so there was, they built over into some highway business area. So it's still the effect of the same net results, but it's just cleaning up the property to zoning match the use.
Thank you
Yep.
so much for that clarification.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. No more questions this time. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2023-33, first reading, non-binding.
Ordinance rezoning real estate. Ordinance rezoning a tract of land containing 1.008 acres from HB Highway Business to LI Light Industrial located at 55 Parker Avenue, presently owned by Josh Payne and MAH Enterprises LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
This was one more item on the 21st meeting, and a 5-0 vote in favor of this 1-acre tract on Parker from highway business to light industrial with general development plan. And Mr. Peterson can answer questions on this one.
Questions at this time? None. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2023-259.
Municipal order approving the appointment of Kimberly Buckman to the Bowling Green Community Tree Advisory Board.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin. Hill. My hearings, we need lights up here so I can see. And I know I heard Carlos second it, so. Kimberly Buckman, been looking for a while, came and she's interested, and I highly recommend Mrs. Buckman to continue, or actually to serve on this tree advisory board. Okay, roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2023-260.
Municipal order approving the reappointments of Roddy Grimes and Jim Ed Holland to the Contractors Licensing Board.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Perigin. Two people that have been serving honorably, and they've asked and they are agreeing to continue to serve, and I recommend them to continue on the Contractor License Board.
Mayor, may I make a comment?
Please.
As I serve on that board and thoroughly enjoy it, I want to say thank you to Holly Warren, who is every day working with our contractors and helping to solve a lot of huge problems out there where people are unscrupulously doing business in our community. Let's just say that. Let's just put it out there. So I want to personally say thank you to Holly for leading us. And it's an excellent board that's doing a lot of really good work in our community, so appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner Perigin. All right. No further questions. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2023-29, second reading, binding.
Ordinance rezoning real estate. Ordinance rezoning tracts of land containing 2.2073 acres from RM4 multifamily residential and HB highway business to RM4 multifamily residential located at Cornerstone Avenue and Veterans Memorial Lane, presently owned by Keystone Development Group LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Hill. This was a 5-0 at our last commission meeting, unless there's any questions at this time. None. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2023-30, second reading, binding.
Ordinance relating to budget amendment. Ordinance approving amendment number 1 to the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky annual operating budget for fiscal year 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. This was 5-0 at our last commission meeting, unless there's any questions. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Okay. Mrs. Jackson, will you please check for public comments? Our next meeting will be November 21st at 2023.
I'll be right back.
Well, Mr. Fishback, how are you doing today?
Doing okay, how are you? These comments are going to be about why I'm not in favor of the TIF district and the Kentucky Transpark. If you want to stop me now. Okay. You get
Start
5
you.
minutes?
Yes, you're
Okay. I got about 2.5 pages here, so it'll be a little bit longer than normal. Okay. My name is Brian Fishback. My comments include why I do not favor the TIF district and the Kentucky Transpark in Warren County. I want to make comments today that are a continuation of a speech that I gave that I did not get to finish at the Warren County Fiscal Court meeting a few weeks ago in concern to the Kentucky Transpark that has been annexed by the city of Bowling Green's government. The Warren County Fiscal Court about 10 years ago had scheduled meetings every week. However, they did away with those weekly scheduled meetings and went to the Warren County Fiscal Court meetings being scheduled every 2 weeks. It seems when the Warren County and Bowling Green residents started to voice their objections to the Warren County Fiscal Court, or at the Warren County Fiscal Court meetings toward the controversial TIF district and the Kentucky Air Park Transpark. And it seems the Warren County Fiscal Court stopped the weekly meetings in order to avoid having to talk about these two costly projects, being the TIF district and the Kentucky Transpark. It seems that Bowling Green Warren County got off track about 20 years ago when the Bowling Green Warren County local governments that were led by residents new to Bowling Green, Warren County, who were not born and raised in Bowling Green or Warren County, gave their voting approval to the TIF district and the Kentucky Transpark in Warren County. So I'm here, being a born and raised Bowling Green, Kentucky resident, in order to try to help Bowling Green, Warren County get on track again and give a voice to most of the born and raised Warren County residents again. Also, I have made comments at the Bowling Green City Commission meetings before about legal issues. However, today I want to make comments about ideas and legal issues. I'm thinking going back about 20 years ago for Warren County, if a TIF district is going to be planned to get built in Warren County and have a baseball stadium and a theater, playhouse, and restaurants, that this TIF district should get built next to Interstate 65, like the city government of Franklin, Kentucky is planning to do now and have built in Franklin, Kentucky. And that way, nobody's house or business or church is torn down. Also, I have made comments at, next thing. This Kentucky Transpark was annexed by Bowling Green's government without the residents of Bowling Green getting to vote on the voting ballot about this annexation. Also, the cities in Warren County of Plum Springs, Kentucky and Oakland, Kentucky are located closer to this Kentucky Transpark than the city of Bowling Green is, or are located next door to this Kentucky Transpark, while the city of Bowling Green is not located next door to this Kentucky Transpark. And the cities of Plum Springs, Kentucky and Oakland, Kentucky were not given this annexation to the Kentucky Transpark, nor were the residents of Plum Springs, Kentucky or Oakland, Kentucky given a chance to vote about the annexation of this Kentucky Transpark for their cities. And that does not seem like an even opportunity for the residents of Plum Springs, Kentucky and Oakland, Kentucky. Also, a new store named Buc-ee's is planned to get located in Warren County and be located between Smiths Grove, Kentucky and Oakland, Kentucky. And the city of Smiths Grove, Kentucky has annexed the land that this Buc-ee's is planned to be located on. And while the Warren County Fiscal Court did not have the residents of Oakland, Kentucky get to vote about this Buc-ee's store annexation, and Oakland, Kentucky is located next door to this Buc-ee's store, this planned Buc-ee's store in Smiths Grove. Like Smiths Grove is also located next door to this Buc-ee's store. Nor did Oakland, Kentucky residents get to vote on the voting ballot about whether this planned Buc-ee's store will get built next door to their city and their residential neighborhoods. And this Buc-ee's store will disturb the nearby areas and the neighborhood residential areas. And this also does not seem like an even opportunity for Oakland, Kentucky's residents, just like the city of Bowling Green's annexation of the Kentucky Transpark concerning the cities of Plum Springs, Kentucky and Oakland, Kentucky. And this addition of a Buc-ee's store seems will continue a pattern that has been established by the Warren County Fiscal Court, and that pattern is a pattern like how the voting approval of the Warren County Fiscal Court for a halfway jailhouse for drug rehabbing got located on Old Oval Road in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and the Warren County Fiscal Court's controversial acquisition last year of the former Sugar Maple Square Shopping Center in order for the storage of some of Warren County's vehicles and equipment that is helping to create a food district for some of Bowling Green's residents, and also the Warren County Fiscal Court's approval of the National Corvette Museum's Motorsports Park auto races that are auto races that have brought in loud noise from the auto races that disturb the nearby residential neighborhoods. And also the Warren County Fiscal Court's approval of the construction of a TIF district in Bowling Green that has caused gasoline prices and in Warren County to go higher and cause Western Kentucky University's price of tuition to go higher because WKU, or Western Kentucky University, is a part of the TIF district, et cetera. And there are other examples. How many more seconds? Okay, well, let me picture it, which ones I'll do. Okay. Today's election day, and if anyone is still standing in line and can hear this meeting, I will appreciate the Kentucky residents' votes for me to be Kentucky's governor. When I'm running to be a write-in candidate for Kentucky's governor. My write-in campaign for Kentucky governor right now is a long shot candidacy. However, if elected to Kentucky's governor today, I think it will be a better day for Kentuckians tomorrow. I'm running for Kentucky's residents. I'll just skip over some of these things. I will try to get a new law where people can vote on the voting ballot about controversial projects like a TIF district and a Kentucky Transport. I will try to get a law where casinos are built in Kentucky so Kentucky residents can have their vote about whether a gambling casino that includes alcoholic drinking bar can get built in an area that's supposed to be for families, or built where people cannot get drunk in a gambling casino and then go out and drive around in the nearby areas and get DUIs that could cause car wrecks. That's happening now in Bowling Green, Kentucky, next to Greenwood Mall. I'll skip over some things since I'm going a bit long here.
Your time's up, but thank you for your comments. Appreciate you being here tonight. Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for attending.